What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Broad Topix. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato. What's up, everybody?
Hey, and I'm really excited because today we have a motherfucking guest.
Whoop!
It's the motherfucking man, Justin
Whoop, whoop.
Silver.
Hi, everybody.
Hell yeah.
This is so impromptu. I was here at Gas Digital just to discuss some creative endeavors with one of our interns, and these lovely ladies were like, "Hey, you want to be a guest on this show?" And I said, I'm straight out the gym, dressed like a hand job, but okay, I'll do it.
I was like, I like that. I like the tank. You gotta do the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what brought me here.
We appreciate you squeezing us in.
I lost the ant already, I gotta say.
over
We had
here.
this ant on the table, and I've been trying to keep it alive.
He's in this region
I
somewhere.
really vote for putting him in a cup and taking him outside. I
Why
feel
don't
like
you-
that's his best chance at living.
The only two things he's gonna do is be on this table, or you're gonna eat him.
I'll tell you right now, he's not going to find his pack again. I don't think they come in packs. His colony. He's not going to find his colony again.
His
He's
chances
lost.
of having like a fun life in Studio B are very slim. This is not even Studio A where there's like fun stuff happening, like Dave
excuse
Smith's
me.
podcast or the Legion of Sky. This is Studio B where he's just gonna hear Monroe pontificating about stuff in this show.
This is a segment called Justin Silver Burns Bridges. It's probably not the best place for the ant to live because we're not even allowed to eat in here. There's not even like a snack. I mean, unless he wants to go to Studio E and eat like porn star pussy juice, then
Yeah, I
don't-
feel like somebody might have eaten in here to draw him in here, though.
I eat in both the studios. Fuck
do
Ralph.
you?
Yeah.
So cool. I mean, I guess like we don't have guests very often, first of all, on Broad Topics. So this is new. It's usually me and Alex talking about like really embarrassing things we've done or like
I want to hear.
shit from our childhood. I like to always bring this one up as a good example.
We can rehash him over and over, honestly. It's basically what the show is.
Alex got this is my favorite thing, just to get people to know kind of what we talk about. And one of my favorite episodes was when Alex told us that her dad walked in on her doggy style. I tell multiple people
I
this
love how you
story.
say it every episode so that no matter what episode a family member tunes into, they get to hear that.
And he walked in on her side doggy style, not like front, back, like side.
Yeah,
with
but
the
at least she was
profile.
being half loved in that position.
That's true. I told people about this at work yesterday,
Yeah.
specifically.
How'd it go?
It was a debate that happened, and they were wondering, is it worse for your dad to walk in on you doggy style or sucking a dick?
Sucking a dick.
No way.
It is.
No, it's not.
It.
And that's what the guy
Wait,
said.
can I ask this question? And I'll tell you. I'll be as open and revealing on podcasts as anybody.
Okay.
So I will match. I will ante up when it comes to these topics.
Yep.
There we go.
Where is he?
Can I ask you a question? Was this your boyfriend who your dad liked?
Yeah.
That's
Doesn't
not
that
so
somehow
bad.
make it worse, though?
I don't feel like that's so. No.
Doggy style?
A person who he
It
has
was
to
silent.
continually come in contact
Were you
with?
were you screaming like
No.
fuck me better than daddy?
No.
Then it's not. I feel like that's. I feel like
I've
that's-
never screamed that.
You never have? No, I feel like that's. I feel like a blowjob is a little worse because it's like. It's like the act of sex is like very loving toward you.
That's
If
what
this
the guy
if this
said at
guy
my work.
If this guy loved you, the act of sex is like loving you. He's making love to my daughter.
Doggy style? That's how
I
he's
don't know
making
about
love.
that. I don't know if
You
my
know
dad
what?
looked at it that way.
That's how dogs make love. Dogs make love.
That's true.
look-
Dogs hump. That's all they do. It's not even sex. It's literally just humping.
No,
It's-
they go in.
I know, but it's
think-
like they're just like staring at the wall humping things. They hump their pillows
Yeah, they
as
don't
much
make
as they
love.
hump their partners.
They're not kissing each other's necks.
Yeah.
I feel. What was his reaction to it?
Honestly, the three of us have we literally never spoke about it ever once again. My dad opened the door, looked in, said he's got to go, and closed the door and left. And we've never
Said
ever
he's
spoken
gotta
about-
go?
Yeah, it was really late at night.
He
when I was
meant
in high
come.
school.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was just like, all right, I'm like 3 pumps from finishing. If you stay in the room, it's gonna take longer.
He was-
Come on, hurry.
Yeah. It
Did
was
you guys
like-
keep going or did you stop?
I recall stopping.
Was-
It was,
did you
It
freeze?
was too much. Yeah. How do you not freeze? You got to.
Did the guy freeze?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Of
Got it.
course.
I got it. Did you finish?
No, we stopped.
Yeah.
It was.
You have
I mean,
to
it
stop.
was.
Yeah.
We were like 17. I
Right.
mean,
I don't know.
it was intense.
I was so waiting for the teen on the end of the sev. When the sev came, I was just like, please, please, please. Okay.
We were 7.
Ooh.
Can you imagine if you were 7 and that's sexually
We were
advanced?
7.
I've had weird being caught masturbating situations that I've had to stare in the eyes of people for years afterwards.
By your parents?
My mom, well, this is like so forgivable because I was raised by like a single mom. So she, I think it's different when you have a boy and you have a boy who's kind of like a degenerate the way I was.
Oh my God, if I have a son, I know he's masturbating when he's like 13. I'm going to be like looking for cum to make sure that I clean it off places where he's just forgetting that he
just
came.
a black light like in his room.
Like, I need to clean the cum off and he's never going to like even be aware that he came here.
My mom, I used to watch like the scrambled Playboy channel. It was like channel 30. This is back pre-app just cable. So we didn't have of course you didn't have dirty channels. Like my mom's not gonna have this. So if you go 35, 36, 35, 36, 35, you could sort of make out boobs.
What, you had to go back and forth really fast?
If you go back and forth.
Between the channels?
Because it reset it kind of and
No, because I'm sorry. 35, 36, 37, because 36 is that channel. So it kind of wonks on that channel for a second and then goes. So if you go up, down, quick, up. I got the dexterity with my left hand. I got really good at it.
Wow,
up,
your
down,
hands
up,
were
down,
so
up, down.
busy.
They were so busy. And then the other hand's working.
That's why you have nice arms.
I think that's the reason why.
A lot of channel
I
switching.
did it so much that I have not had a workout since then. But my mom would come in because she wanted the TV off by 1 a.m. and she went, and so I would hide. I would always watch movies late, and I would put the remote under the cover so she couldn't grab it. So she just happened to grab the wrong joystick.
Oh, no.
In this one.
She grabbed your dick?
Uh-huh.
No! Your mom grabbed your dick.
Yeah. But when I was...
Justin, your dick is like the remote?
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Even when you were just a young boy?
When I was
My
just-
goodness.
Well, turn these cameras off. We've got to do a different podcast now.
There was that, and then there was when I got my new apartment, the back window. You've been in my apartment?
Yes.
You remember? Okay, so the back window used to be the staircase that goes up to the building because I'm on the first floor. My back window faces that, right?
Okay.
And I didn't know when I first moved in there, I didn't know that anybody walks up and down that staircase. So I'm just standing there, sitting there on the brand new couch, butt naked, choking it. And the neighbor, the Super's kids, all three of them walk upstairs with their basketball.
Oh, no.
And then they look in the window, they do a double take, and then all three of them staring in there. And I'm just sort of frozen. I'm like, hi.
Wait, they could hear you?
How old are these kids? The Super's kids.
Well, he had different ages. I think
Well, they all grew up that
one
moment.
was one was in single digits.
They all got a little bit older right then.
One was in single digits. The other one was in kind of barely double digits. And then the other one was a teenager.
Oh, they were all jerking off too.
They were all jerking off too, but at that point it was
Single digits, I mean.
He was jerking off.
But they had to know what they had older brothers. So there you
Right.
go. But
That's true.
then they lived there for another 10 years, and every time I saw them, it was hey, can you fix my sink? Sorry about that time I was jerking off.
on the couch in front of you guys.
Do you have any memories of seeing people as kids, seeing strange penises when you were a kid, walking past somebody like that?
Well, here's the thing. I went to
What a specific question.
because that's
Do you have any memories of seeing a penis as a child?
because I feel like when it happens to you as an adult, you'd have to put yourself in the kid's position and remember sometime it happened to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I went to sleepaway camp, so it was just so you're all jerking off in a room together. No
The
one
whole
gives a
room was
shit.
shaking the whole night.
We would play the dirty part of Ice-T's How to Suck a Dick, and someone had to be on the recorder hitting play or rewind just to keep that part going until everyone finished.
What?
Whoa.
What?
You know that
Who was pushing the rewind? The camp counselor?
No, they weren't.
What kind of camp was this? Camp Michael Jackson?
That's what boys do.
Bunk B5 smells funny.
Bunk B5 smells.
It
boys never
can
come
I
out.
be honest with you? It was B11.
Okay.
Whoa.
It was B11, but you nailed it on the B.
Shit.
And then I went to boarding school for fucked up kids when I was 15.
Hell yeah.
And the amount of just debaucherous shit that everyone would do there was
I'm
just
sure.
insane.
You can't put all the fucked up kids together. Who's thinking that's a good
That
idea?
sounds fun.
It was that instead of juvie, so
That sounds like where I'd want to go when I
That
was
sounds
15.
like
Like
fun.
with my other badass friends.
that school is fucked up because a lot, and this is true, and I've talked about this on many a podcast. I talked about this on Guys We Fuck. So many of the teachers, if you want to call them that, were legitimately fucking the kids at that school.
At that
the
school?
males or the women? Both.
I know the man. I know a lot of the guys work there because they were gay and were trying to fuck some of the young boys, and I know like a lot of young kids, like teenagers that had happened to. It didn't happen to me or anybody like specifically in my group of friends, but I know that was like that place got closed down on like 47 counts of child abuse, sexual abuse just being like a few of them. But like physical abuse, like burning, like all kinds of, it got shut down.
It was the students doing it to the teachers, but
yeah. It was like that. It was, you know, the movie Sleepers. You ever see that movie? Like, it was like that they made that movie instead of making a movie about this school. It was so fucked up. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, give us your fucked up kids.
But
we'll
I'm
make
okay
them way
now.
worse.
Yeah, I know.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
So here's the thing. So this is so in that school, the first girl that I was ever like girlfriend kinda was at that school when I was like 15. And
Okay.
I snuck out to fool around with her, which is kind of the first time I ever fooled around with anybody. Like, when I was 15. And then I was kind of a late bloomer because I was always just like a chubby, nerdy, like artistic kid.
Yeah.
You were
You know?
chubby?
Yeah.
Chubby Justin?
Uh-huh.
Anybody that's really, really fit was chubby when they were younger.
Oh, that's so cute.
A lot of people
though.
like Tank. You know? A lot of guys who were really, yeah, that's true.
They didn't call him Tank because he liked fish.
No, but a lot of the it's funny. A lot of the reason why though is because like that extra weight ends up being the thing that develops into like a stronger build.
Right.
But at the same time, I also think that the internal narrative of feeling insecure about it is the driver for a lot of guys being like, fuck this.
For sure.
And then they're just going to get fit and stay fit. I feel like for
sure.
me, that's 100% what it was. I was like, I'm never going to be over 5'7", which I realized like when I was like, everyone else is growing. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Oh, that's
and
like
I was
when I
chubby.
realized my boobs weren't going to grow. Really similar feeling, I'll bet.
So a lot of women get breast
Yeah.
implants for that reason.
Like when you like grow up and you're like, oh shit, it would have happened by now.
Oh, man.
So sad.
I remember when mine stopped and I was like, okay, well.
Those are good.
I could have taken more, but like, this is fine. I remember though being like, is this it?
Those are good.
They're good.
They're
yeah,
good. They're really good.
They're not like all my student loans paid off good though. You
I
know
got
what I'm
it.
saying? Like,
No. We can, but for women, like you could still, there's things you can do.
no, yeah. You know what I do for guys? I think I've talked about this on a podcast. If I'm dating a guy and he gets a headache, I ice my boobs. I'll like take two. Because if you put ice packs on your... Have I not talked about this?
Never.
Okay. If you take ice packs and you put them on your bare boobs, they don't like... It doesn't hurt like putting ice on your skin because there's so much shit in there that like... It like doesn't like...
Is that what's in there? Shit?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of shit. I ice my boobs and it also holds the cold really well. So like after you're done icing them, they stay cold for like a minute. And then I just put them on their face, on their eyes.
I'm going to smoke this vape until I have a migraine.
I've done that. I swear to God, it's great.
Kim?
If you surprise a dude with a migraine, if he's laying down on the couch, he has a headache, and you come over with ice cold titties, and you're like, close your eyes. And you put soft ass titties on each eyeball.
I don't think I could do that, first of all. I would end up just freezing my nipples off.
Alex does her back's cold for some reason.
But wow, that's fucking wife material. Holy shit.
I know.
You are a legend.
Way in. I like boob nurturing.
That's really good.
Yeah.
When women nurture you with their boobs, it's a nice thing. When they're like, oh, you don't feel good laying down on these. It doesn't matter how big they are or small they are. It's just I know that they're,
Yeah?
You're qualified.
You
Yeah.
could nurture with tiny boobies?
You
I
can
could.
nurture with tiny boobies.
It's just the act of like the self nurturing.
It's like having like a tiny little dog who
Alex,
like
if you have
comes
the
over.
nipple puff, you're there.
All right. Well,
But wait, what was I telling
Here we are.
What was I telling you? Like we got to this. We were saying I was
you were
out of shape.
losing your virginity.
Oh, yeah, you were out of
Yeah. So she was like the first girl that I ever fooled around with, and I got in so much. That school would punish you in like these crazy ways. So what they did was they were like, they found out that Justin and Carrie had like fooled around. So they did this thing where they put us in a house together, where we had to live together for a month, but we weren't allowed to make eye contact or speak to each other. So I'd have to be like, there's other people, there's mediators. I'd be like, can someone tell Carrie to pass the spatula? So it was like that they would like torch. They would do like humiliation therapy on.
They
it.
just
It was
wanted to
fucked up.
see you edging the whole time.
Unfucking believable.
That's fucking abuse.
That's
yeah.
literally
Whoa.
that's
But then-
emotional abuse.
That's
know that.
fucked up, Justin.
Yeah, I know that.
You turned out so normal.
You know what? Whenever
You did so good.
Whenever people hear where I've come from, they're like, wait a second. You should be. I'm sort of like Lewis in the fact where it's like they're like, you should be like
Way worse.
a serial killer. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I went the other way. But so
I worked out.
I worked out and helped a few dogs along the way. But so then after we all escaped from that school. Like it took me like 3 times to actually get away, and then I lived like on the road for a little bit when I was like 17, and then my mom took me in. And then when I was 17, I lost my virginity, which was not fun. But the time after that was
17
fantastic.
is the best age for it. Me too.
All of
Was
us
that that time that your dad walked in?
No.
Okay, it was.
If she was doing doggy style her first time having sex, she a hoe. She a
That
hoe.
was months later.
Yeah, so we did it.
Who did you like? What was the situation when you lost your virginity?
It was that same girl.
Oh, okay. It was her. Okay.
It was that same girl.
Okay.
It was very, very uneventful. But the time after that was the best thing ever.
What? Same girl? Time after that?
No. This
How
girl,
long after this was your second chick? Were you like ready after the first one? You're like, I'm ready to fucking crush puss.
It couldn't have been more than a year, but it was the first time that I was like, it was the first time that like how you felt about someone and like emotionally and the physicality matched and like it lasted longer and it was fucking unbelievable. It was like, it could be, it's in my top 3 favorite sexual experiences of all times to date.
That's crazy. I just had that for the first time a week ago. Your second time, really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's impressive for
It
her
was
to
fantastic.
like last in your mind as being top 5 even after all those years.
I've
That's
talked
really
about
impressive.
this a bunch, and I'm not. She's like, "Don't say my name on podcasts anymore because you've told this story before, and I really appreciate it."
She got married with 3 kids.
And my husband, and my husband loves when we go see your comedy shows. But do me a favor, just don't mention my name when you talk about this shit anymore. I'm
Great,
like, all right.
great.
I'm like, all right, blank, blank.
Her name was blank blank.
It was.
She was Asian. Okay, that's not really an Asian name.
I'm gonna kill the ant.
Where's the ant?
No, Justin, don't tease us. I think you might be dead already.
I would never kill an animal.
An animal?
No, but she was great. I had been like, she was the first girl who's like, when you discover women's body parts in your life, I was like, she was at that school as well, and she had this like amazing little bubble butt, and I was just like, holy shit. It's like I realized like, oh, a woman's
Butts are
ass
nice.
is like this unbelievable thing. And I had always obsessed about her. And then like she would come over, like my mom, like she would come over for dinner sometimes, and I would get like just like frantic when she was gonna come over and get so excited. And like I was allowed to stay at her house, and she had this house like in Jersey where she had like the top floor, and it was like almost like a separate apartment type of thing with the vaulted ceiling.
So you just free fucking.
And she had these like tapestries up there, and she like, it was nice. Like she lit the candles, put all this music. She hadn't like had too many experiences, but it was like it was special enough for both of us that she knew to set the mood.
Right.
And I was so fucking bananas into her, and she had like a little body, like she had like a little woman's body. You know what I mean?
You're like getting horny thinking about it. I'm watching
I get
you.
I get like so into
I'm
this.
like horny
Like
thing.
reading a romantic novel.
I
I
right
get
know.
now,
so
I'm
into
just
it, and it
listening.
was the first time like anyone had like gotten on top of me and just like, and she fucking orgasmed, and I could. It was
What
awesome.
a good experience.
But it was
That sounds-
it really. I count that as like my first, and then we were like together, and then like then
It was like all
years went
downhill
by.
from there.
Yeah, then
No,
it just
they
got
just-
less good.
Yeah.
Years went by. We had like
Years?
like a year or two went by, and then like we came back into each other's lives, and then eventually we lived together for 2 years, and then that relationship faded out the way relationships fade out. But like over the course of the time that we were together, I remember like they were just like they were magical lovemaking sessions nightly. It was like always like this was like, it was this ritualistic like, this is how two people who are fucking crazy into each other express it. And I was just like, okay, that set the sort of tone for anything else after that. Was going to be, I'm either just like fucking somebody to fuck them, or it's like, I'm
that.
trying to get to this thing, which I've had since then. But it's like, I cherish her in my life.
All right, hold on. I want to stop you right there because we want to take a second to talk about our sponsors. Today's episode is brought to you by shaveessentials.com. That's right, I said it. Shaveessentials.com.
Shave Essentials has everything you need for a quality shave at incredible prices. With shaveessentials.com, you'll always have access to quality razors, no more razor bumps, razor burns, or wasted money on expensive shave gear. First of all, let me take a second to say, fucking props for the .com, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
These guys have gone from .biz to .com like that. I like to think our first ad read had something to do with it. I don't know if the world works that way.
They don't.
But you know what? I think we got them the .com, man.
Hell yeah. And any shave place that has a .com website, I trust. I especially love, I mean, I started using their razors recently, and they are, no joke, incredible. They
Top
leave
of the line.
such a close shave. It's like my legs don't get hairy for like a few days.
I'm like an infant again.
Yeah, usually I get like a 5 o'clock shadow on my legs, but yeah, some dude banged me the other day. He thought I was a 5-year-old.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
all the way up to the puss, I'm assuming.
All the way up to the puss.
Whoa.
So you guys just go to shaveessentials.com for all your shaving essentials, including double-sided safety razors, grip-handled razors built for 3 and 5 blade cartridges, all natural aftershave gel, high-quality replacement razors. They have an activated coal charcoal face wash. It is so good. It's deep. It flushes out the dirt and oil and then smooths your skin with vitamin E and aloe and more. So go to shaveessentials.com for high-quality shaving gear at incredible prices. One more time, that's shaveessentials.com and use promo code TOPIX20.
TOPIX20 for 20% off.
All right, let's keep it going.
Let's do it.
How do I explain this? I think that one of my biggest things is I like fucking someone for the first time, like a lot, like specifically for the first time, because I like that moment of them being like shocked that it's good. I like that. Like I get off on that.
Yeah.
Like them being like, holy shit. And then that's it.
Or even they're like, oh, this is happening right now.
Yes.
moment.
Yes. Or like someone that thinks I'm really cool that I would never fuck them. I kind of like fucking people that think I would never fuck them. I
Yeah,
get like off
I get
on
You
that
like
power.
you like you. I don't know. Is it that you like the power, or there's a part of you that likes feeling valued like that?
I think
Like
it's both.
It's both, right?
I
Gotta be
like
a little bit of
seeing-
both.
I mean, maybe a little bit of both, but I really like seeing someone like shaking.
Jesus, Cam.
I get off on that too.
Yeah, I really like seeing someone like fucking nervous to perform and like really trying their hardest.
Oh,
And I also like a guy that
But it's
doesn't.
not kind of a turn off to you of like, oh,
yeah,
he's
there
like-
it's got to be a good middle.
yeah.
It's got to be a good middle.
Because if you're like fucking too nervous, then it's such a turn off.
too nervous is not.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
I don't like when a guy's on top of me and he's shaking. I just like a
Yeah,
little
that's
like,
like
I like a little like you can hear like a when they're breathing, but you hear like a like that. Oh, like
so
like,
real.
like a that. I like
get it. I
or
get
like
it.
a guy that's trying to be quiet but he can't help but moan. Oh, when they're trying to be quiet and it slips out, I'm like that shit is the best.
That's good. That's solid. Yeah.
I'll give you. I like the same type of thing. I like when I'm into someone where I'm at the point where like I have to go when I go to the bathroom a second. I look in the mirror. I'm like, I'm so fucking psyched. This is like I want to text somebody.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. When I'm
Yeah.
like that into someone, I'm like, this is gonna be fucking great. But I'll be honest with you. I also like when my clothes first come off. I'm like, this is gonna be really fun.
Of course you do. That
I
makes so
do.
much sense to me.
I swear to God, I do.
know,
I'm
you're like,
this
you're
is
welcome.
This is gonna be so.
You do it at work sometimes.
I do it at work. I do it at work.
Holy shit.
I get into. I like the fact that like, to me, here's an interesting thing. Like, I like when like physical desire and emotional desire they have to match at this point. Like I'm old enough to the point where I'm like, if it's just like someone just want like I just want someone's body or something, I'm like that's gonna last a few minutes in, and then I'm just gonna be like, ugh, all right, whatever. It becomes like this perfunctory service.
You have a whole night you wasted. You got to get dressed again.
Here
It's
we
the
go.
whole thing.
I like when I'm like someone's cool enough that I'm like I'm way into them, and then like I'm like, and then their body is just this thing that I want to devour. But I also have to know that it has to. I have to sense that they feel the same way the other way
Right.
around. And there's all those little tells that you know on a date where it's like there's so many outs where you're like, do you want to come over here, this or that, or like you could see when someone's when they're trying to extend it long, or they like. Listen,
I love all of that.
if a woman wants to see you, she will walk across the It's the same
say
thing
the
to
same
do.
thing about a man.
A woman will walk across the fucking earth. She'll get a babysitter. They will do whatever. If they're like, well, I have this thing if they want to see you, they'll be like, there's 7 a.m. fucking work call. That shit does not matter. If they are into you, it's gonna happen. And I like when the setup is like they're making that much of an effort. I'm
Right.
like, this is gonna be fantastic.
My favorite quote about men is if he wants to, he will.
Yeah.
And that could go for anyone. If they want to, they will. Like if a woman or a man is into you, nothing will stop them from seeing you.
No.
Nothing will stop them from texting you back. Nothing. There is
No.
no excuse. Right now, I'm on Tinder again, and this guy texted me the other day. It was on Monday. He texted me, hey, he was like, hey, how was work? Blah, blah, blah. I told him how was work, and I said, how was your day? Nothing. The next day, he texted me, haha, fell asleep. And I just instantly deleted his number. I was like, you didn't fall asleep. You're lying to me, and we haven't even met yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, done, gone.
That's the problem with dating apps, I think. Like, so you're having 19 conversations at the same time, and they're just so expendable. Like, you don't give a shit.
Right.
So you get this, like, you're not really you get spoiled by, there's too many options.
Too many options.
And the fact that there's too many options, like nothing, you can't really lock on to something like, oh, I feel special about this. Like I try to get like from the app to text to a voice conversation. I have to hear your voice. I have to try to get from app to text to voice to either FaceTime or meeting in the first 10 back and forths.
Yes.
And if it's taking longer than that, this
Done.
is like, I'm way too forget it.
Oh, yeah.
Forget it.
It's a lot. I think the best way to meet someone is like through friends. Like when you're hanging out with a friend and they're bringing friends and then there's just someone there. And you're like, okay, cool. They're attractive. I'm attractive. This is a good. No?
Yeah. I'm shaking my head, but like about the opposite. Yes.
Because there's like no pressure. You're already physically seeing each other, what you look like. So you know the physical attraction's there. And then you get to see how they hang.
It's the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, exactly.
Well, those apps are so like they're just meant to. They're designed the way every other thing on social media is designed, is to like hit this dopamine button in you, so you keep swiping, like they're designed to do that. They're not necessarily designed for you to meet people.
I'm not even on Tinder to meet anyone. I'm on Tinder to swipe and feel validated when a hot guy swipes back.
Do you ever masturbate to their pictures?
No,
you don't.
I'm past that.
Okay.
I can't.
Oh my God, I need so much more than that. I
need
so much more than the face and maybe body of a dude.
Me too.
That's crazy.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm asking. I'm just asking these questions.
Can you masturbate to a pretty girl's face?
Can you?
Let me think about this. Well, so I stopped watching porn.
Can you imagine
since I stopped watching porn, I have a joke now. I'm like,
why would you do that? Are you torturing yourself?
it's not. It's you resensitize. Dante stopped. I talked to Tank about this. When you stop watching porn, you resensitize. I have this joke where I'm like, I was masturbating to a bra catalog the other day. No models, just the bras. But it's like you resensitize, and then it's like. It reminds me of like when I was 12 and it's like someone in a bikini I could do it to, because then you go right back to your imagination, which is a cool thing, because then it's like your spank bank, so to say,
right,
is based on more realistic experiences or more experiences that you want to have with people, and the chances of those actually happening or coming to fruition or you pursuing those people it's like you limit your options a little bit, which creates more satisfaction,
right,
as opposed to like what we were just saying. Like if you ever go to a diner and you don't know what you want to eat, you'll sit there and look at that fucking menu for an hour, because you're like, everything is represented here. I could get fucking lobster, or I could get disco fries.
Gross.
Like, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, if I can narrow it down a little bit, because I have this addiction to excitement in my life. Our lives are so exciting. We do all these like fun things all the time. It's like, try to narrow this one area down a little bit so there's less options, and then you'll be able to really select someone and find that kind of thing which has a little bit more of a through line to it.
That
because
makes
for
sense.
men, it's like, if you look at like how easy it is for us to get off just from visuals, you have like porn, dating apps. There's a million women who are going to be like on a dating app who are going to be like, if they're young, they're going to send you naked pictures immediately, and it's sort of like, that's just not, I'm just not into it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm not into it because there's a part of me that's so into it. And I'm like, I'm not into the fact that a part of me. So I was like, let me narrow this down a little bit.
When I was in college, I had a dog with my boyfriend, and we would take it to the dog park. And there was this little Chihuahua at the dog park, and I remember specifically the little Chihuahua would like just like hump the air. There was nothing in front of it, and come.
Really?
It would just multiple times did I see this little Chihuahua hump and come, and it was. The Chihuahua was so horny, it made me horny.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
It made me horny.
It was so horny, it would just come.
Yes, and it was like I like to be that horny that you could just fuck the air, and the pressure from the air like makes you come. That's what I feel like you're doing to yourself when you don't watch porn. You're penting it all up so you can like come at the catalogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily like catalog. A lot of times it's
Justin just air humps and comes now.
No, a lot of times,
You
honestly,
are that Chihuahua.
honestly, it's like imagine. It's like sort of it's past experiences I've had with people, or like people who I'm pursuing that I haven't been with. It's like it's memories.
Yeah, I have
it's nice to get back to that. It really is.
I have a getting caught thrill thing.
Let's hear it.
I mean, I just like the thought of maybe getting caught masturbating.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
By who though?
Whoever.
Just whoever?
Not your dad though.
Yeah,
Not
like
my
if,
dad.
if
No,
you're in
no,
your
not like
mom's
family.
house,
Not like family. Just like whoever. Like
but then if it actually happened, how do you think you would feel?
so fucking embarrassed. But I like the thought of maybe being caught.
Right.
But the thought of being caught is unbearable. It's a
Right.
fine line. It's a very fine line.
Do you ever FaceTime with dudes?
Yeah, I really like that.
FaceTime, that's fun.
I like fucking on FaceTime.
Fun.
I like
I'm
like
not
sending.
about
I
it.
love sending nudes. I'm a nude sender.
Yeah.
I have to be careful now, though.
It's just for me, like a FaceTime masturbation thing. Like I'm too worried about my camera angles.
You haven't mastered that?
Like,
They don't care.
It's too much. Like
If
I don't
it has
need
a pussy in it, they're not looking
I
at
don't,
anything else.
I don't want the camera just looking directly into like up my body. I can't.
No,
It's
not like
good.
that. You don't do it. I'll
Like,
give you a tutorial.
There's no like good angles.
Well,
for
what you
it.
do is you turn. You don't.
I know
pull
that
it up.
I'm not gonna feel good. I'm not gonna be able to come if I have a camera watching.
Can
me.
I
just
tell
know
you?
that.
Can I tell you? You turn the camera away from your face. Sometimes you can do your face every once in a while.
I
But then
give the POV.
what you do, what you do is you slide your hand in your pants while the camera's showing.
That's not enough for me.
Oh, you're a sick bitch.
That's not. I need to see.
You need to see it. No, I'm talking. This is just the beginning. This is how you get started. But you don't have to point it up towards your face.
See, I feel
you
like
need to see the face
Yeah.
the whole time.
It's got to be.
The whole time.
Not the whole time, but I need to
I'm
see.
just asking this bitch to expose her entire like self and career,
someone.
possibly.
No, this is someone who obviously I trust. First of all, you have to have a level of trust with this person.
No, I kind of like not trusting them too.
Oh, I would never do that. This has got to be somebody. This has got to be somebody that I trust and like we're in a.
It's not
we're
even
in
a sexual thing. It's all just about the thrill for Kim.
Yeah, Kim, you're just like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, that's why I won't do my face and my pussy at the same time in case there's a screenshot. I gotta do like it's either my face being normal.
You are in
or
a
my pussy.
position where that is completely reasonable. I mean,
Yeah.
could you imagine the way that Reddit would fucking blow up?
Bro, if anyone gets into Lewis's phone, the pictures that are in there
But would anyone
look
give it?
so good.
But would anyone give a shit at this point about that?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
why?
Because people like
They'd be like,
seeing
oh,
the bodies of people that they listen to and know stuff about but don't see naked. It's like seeing someone. It's just
Yeah.
like seeing a celebrity. I get that's not what I meant by give a shit. I meant give a shit like, oh, she was in a committed relationship with someone and then they had intimacy that happened. Like, would anyone like would that fuck
it
your
would just be
career
upset-
up?
It
No,
would
no,
just
no,
be
no.
upsetting for everybody to see personal pictures. I feel. I mean, for me
okay.
at least, Kim might get a fucking thrill.
I would hate it. It would be really not good.
No. I see what you meant. I thought you meant like it would be like as if we were politicians and then it's like detrimental to your career. I'm like,
no.
that
I'll go
wouldn't-
to jail right now. I don't care.
No, that wouldn't matter. But I get like I get what you're saying. I like if that's happening. To me, it's like this is with someone who, like I FaceTime with women that I'm dating. Mm-hmm. So it's like if we're just sitting there and it's like evening time and I get like it's naturally gonna unfold that we start flirting and what is she wearing a robe? I'm like open it up a little
but
bit.
that's
like,
not
I get,
frustrating then to not have her like right in front of you.
she's
Like,
gonna end. No, because here's why. If I know I'm gonna see her, this is why I think I've been in both scenarios with this. I've been in scenarios with people who it's like, it's so interesting. Like there's this. I really want to read this book. It's called The Psychology of the Web. And what documentary was I watching where they were? It was. I think it was the documentary. I Love You Now Die. Didn't we talk about that? Where the girl convinces that young kid to commit
Yes.
suicide, which
Okay.
isn't really the case of what happened. But it explains how two people, especially like millennials who grew up in this culture with, FaceTime and phone stuff, like you form relationships that can be pretty tight over just first texting. And then it's the same way like chat rooms you started off. It's the same exact thing,
It's
but
a fucking letter. Yeah.
right. It's going back and forth and back. I mean, listen, people, soldiers used to write letters to women who were housewives back in the day, and they would form these relationships, and then the guy would get out, and then they not housewives to single women in
Maidens.
maidens who were in the States, and then they'd get out of the
Right.
army, and then
Martha.
they'd get married, like that type
I've been
of thing.
thinking about your face for months upon months upon months.
Nancy, I must tell you, as I'm loading my rifle right now, I'm dreaming about loading the other rifle.
Dear Gloria, it's been a long 15 years.
Whoa. Which war was that?
As our ship furthers across the bank, I long to see your neck.
Send me another picture of your ankles.
But so the psychology of the way it was explaining how like people fall in love over the internet, and then between sexting, it's like you end up having these sort of relationships. And I've gotten into things almost with people where it's like I was like, this has gone pretty far even digitally, and I'm like, fuck, you live too far away, I'm not going to be able to see you, so I've cut that kind of thing off. However, if it's somebody who's I'm dating and like maybe I've dated
Yeah,
people.
I've seen you get like invested over people. I feel.
Oh, look at his face. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Nah.
Justin gets so excited. He's like
I'm
fucking.
like a puppy.
He'll like show a girl off so
I've
quickly
seen
to
girls.
all of his friends. It's crazy.
I know it's cute, but I get like that too.
I get
You do
excited.
get like
I
that.
get excited, but at the same time, I'm not a dick where I'm like, I try not to do things where it's like I try not to be inconsiderate. Like I get excited that I'm going to be into this person.
You're actually really sweet about it. It's crazy.
I am. I'm like, look how pretty she is.
But isn't that so disappointing often?
No, because at this point,
That's my question. It's like, how could you put yourself through that? Like to be like feeling like you're so close to somebody who you know that you've literally
the
because I thought because no, it's not that. It's because part of me thought like I was like, oh, let's see if my intentions were to be like I'll make this happen.
Right.
Like I've dated women who I've met online and they've lived in LA, and I go back and forth to LA enough where I'm like I could date somebody who lived in LA. I could totally date somebody that lived in LA. I go back and forth enough. I love being out there. I'm like, this is totally reasonable. I actually started dating this girl who lived in LA, and it was like it didn't work out for reasons that are unrelated to where she lived or where it was not, geographically, that's not what made it not work out. But so my point was that it's like it could go pretty a long way, but the nice thing about it is if it's someone that you're going to see, it kind of feels like that's just like fun flirting. Like the same thing, it's foreplay. It's the same thing as if I have a date that night and I know I'm going to take this girl out and I'm going to be like, tell me what you're going to wear. And then like I'll be like, well, I bought this dress like this. I'll be like, what are you wearing right now? And then we just kind of build it up and build it up and build it. And like through her work day, by the time you guys see each other, you're ready to fucking devour one another. And then you got to go through dinner. And then by the time you get home, it's like, this is going to be fucking bananas.
I do hate that you've used devour so many times.
I know, devour. I noticed it like 3 mentions ago, and now it just is slipping past me.
I let the first 2 go, and now the third one annoyed me.
Did I say it 3 times? Does that make sense, though? I feel like that's not creepy.
No, yeah.
No, it's not. It's just, it's interesting.
Why do I feel like every time Justin fucks a girl, it's like in the movies where like they're like,
pushing each other against the wall and
ripping each other's clothes off?
Very exciting.
Oh God. Yeah, I picture that as well.
What's the worst fuck you've ever had? Any bad experience? You don't have to tell the girl's name, but like any just awful experiences.
Yeah.
Was it your fault?
There's been times where I'm just like I've thought I was like I'm just not. There's been times where I've felt obligated to like do this, where I've been like I think I told you about this. I was like, I felt like I was almost like emotionally raped by this person. They were like, you brought me here, like you're gonna fight. I'm like, all right, I guess I have to.
She kind of raped you.
Like that kind of thing.
She manipulated you,
There's been times where
Justin.
that's like happened, and I'm like, all right, and then I'm like, I've had to think about whatever I've had to think about because I've been like, let me just finish this, get this, so they don't feel bad that I'm not really like I just have.
Oh my
not
God,
been into
Justin
it.
got raped. He did the rape stare at the wall where he was imagining something else.
Yeah, I've had to do it.
You know when they're like, it comes in and it's just their eyes fixated on one thing.
But there's been times
You should not feel obligated to do that. That's so like I feel like dudes don't suffer from that, and that's like something that girls kind of go.
No,
through.
guys suffer from it. Just no one tells guys that they're allowed to not fuck a girl.
No. Let me tell you something. This is interesting. Me and Chris Vega, who's like as fucking masculine as a dude can get, are gonna do an episode of Neurotica because we talk about how like we have like these same like desires for like intimacy and love and tenderness. We're like we have all the same shit that women have. It's all men have all the same stuff and women do all the same crap that men do. It's like it's so but everyone's so shocked when men talk about that kind of stuff.
Right.
Right.
But I've had times where I remember. Here's one interesting thing. Is like this is how do I make this sound accurate and not sound hand job because that's my purpose. Okay, if you're more experienced than someone, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, knowing how to make a woman come from being on top.
Okay.
From
you being on top or her being on top?
Me being on top.
Okay.
By tipping her pelvis forward. So she's in the exact same position that she would be if she were on top of you and doing that thing where she's sliding so her clit
You know what you're
hits
doing.
the bottom part of your dick. You understand what I'm saying?
I 100% understand.
So if she's on top, all you have to do is grab the back of her head, tip her pelvis a little bit more forward and match that spot.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of women don't understand that.
Wait, can we pause for a second?
Yes.
Men. That
Pay
was
attention.
great advice.
It
Coming
was.
from 2 women, we're both nodding our head right now. That is 100% true.
Right.
Keep going.
Okay. women don't come from you jamming it in the hole like that. They may have like an internal orgasm from the excitement of the fact that it's happening, and like if they're into like looking at your body doing that, that will give them that. But that's not what. So in order to make a woman come, it's the same. They'd be on their back, their pelvis would be tipped forward.
All about the pelvis tip. No one ever says that.
And the best thing, my hand would be around your ass to make sure it stays in that position, and I'd be grinding and pulling you up toward me like this, right?
Yes.
Which feels really good for me because you're going to get really wet, and then it's just sort of like sliding up and down the bottom, right? Okay. If a woman doesn't believe that you know how to do that, she's going to try too fucking hard. And then when they try too hard, they start like jamming themselves into you, and then they frustrate themselves before they give you the opportunity to do the thing that you know how to do.
Right.
To overcompensate for that, they'll start moaning excessively to give you the confidence that they think you need to do the job right. And that happens so often, and it infuriates me. And I go, listen, settle the fuck down.
I love the idea
Settle
of you
down.
flipping on a dime and being like, listen, bitch.
I go, no, I don't say it like that. I go, settle down. I was like, just relax and let me do this. And then
That is that's so funny because when I didn't know how to have sex, I was way louder than like after 25.
Really?
Yes. I mean, I used to be so loud. And then after like 25, I've noticed the more quiet I am, usually the more turned on I am.
See, I've hated like my entire experience watching porn. Like videos are constantly being ruined by women who are loud. So I've always actually felt like a little insecure about moaning even when it's kind of necessary.
I only moaned because I watched porn. And I was like,
moaning when it's necessary. No, you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah, no, I know that now. Yeah.
It's like, it's just, you could hear it like literally as soon as you put a video on that's like, you just turn it the fuck off. It's crazy.
Oh, I have jokes. I go, listen, nothing feels like that. As good as this feels, it doesn't feel like that. And even if it felt that good, that's not, you wouldn't be going, oh my God. Nothing feels like
really
that.
often
Getting murdered feels like that.
Yeah, if you close your eyes, you would think that you're
Someone's being
listening to
hurt.
somebody getting hurt. Yeah, it's crazy.
It doesn't, right. So I've had experiences even with people who are like my age or like would know. I'm like, how do you not know this by now?
Yeah.
And like I've had horrible sexual experience that it was just like, how many times am my dick gonna bend in half before I have to be like, motherfucker, like go home?
Ouch.
Like this is too like, oh sorry, I spit on you.
That sounds awfully painful.
That wasn't spit. The conversation got me excited, but so
My arm got wet.
so I've had experiences where it's just like it's just there's just too much motion and noise and stuff going on for it to just it's the subtlety and like
Right.
learning someone's body and like it's that kind of you kind of ease into the waters and then you turn you speed up as you go. It's like driving a boat. Motion in the ocean.
I also hate a guy that switches positions too much. But I think that's just when they're trying not to come.
There's 3 positions.
There's literally 3.
There's 3, and
There's 3.
and when you're into someone,
Bottom, top.
that's
Alex's.
the sideways thing.
Oh yeah, the sideways thing is one of my favorites.
The
Which is
sideways
the
thing
one-
is important.
It's just like with a spoon.
But the one leg
There's
up.
4 positions. There's
I
5.
mean, the leg can do
there's
it.
5.
There's
decent
5. There's 5. There's
positions.
5.
There's 5. Come on.
There's top, bottom, doggy,
Right.
spooning.
Turning around backwards.
Girl riding you, and then right, she's right about that.
Wait, turning around backwards.
Like you're riding a guy, but you're turned around the other way.
I don't like that.
Well, you're depriving men of something that you could
great
really
I don't
be
like that.
giving
It's a really
something
good visual.
awesome. Yeah,
I don't
in
like
their
that.
lives.
I don't
Good
care.
vision.
I don't care.
It's also a good angle.
I don't like it.
It's a good dick angle.
I will fuck you well every other way.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
like it's like
fair enough. It's still one of the 5 positions that go on like the docket.
I think I've done that less than 5 times, and I fuck a lot.
I also get mad if I don't get mad.
I do it all the time.
I get bummed out if someone's like anti a lot of spit.
I think it just depends on the scenario for me, man. It's if I just fresh, like, I need to know when my next shower is going to be. If we're fucking spitting all the fuck over each other, like, how long is my day going to be between now and when I'm not going to spit
Why
all
do you
over
think
my
we have
life?
that awesome thing in the bathroom here?
For washing the spit off your fucking dick.
This is my problem with the spit, and I think this is honestly a woman's problem with the spit. This is some inside woman shit. I think the thing that bothers me when a man spits on my vagina or anything like that is one, like, I pride myself in the way that my pussy smells and tastes, and I feel like your spit's gonna like make it not smell as
Have
good.
you never heard of Listerine dental strips before?
Yeah, but like it still smells like spit and Listerine now. It's like you're taking away from like the natural wet pussy to like add your spit onto
think
it.
my
It just
rule
it
is-
just feels
Okay.
like
That's fair.
If we're gonna have spit, let me do the spitting. You know.
Will you-
fucking rule.
Okay, is your question? Will you spit in a guy's mouth?
No,
I will.
I know. You know?
You won't.
Spit in your mouth right
In
now.
both of our mouths right now. God
Will you
damn
spit?
it!
Will you spit in a guy's face and then lick it off?
Yeah.
You will
Alright.
lick it off. You will lick your
My own spit
Yep.
that was just in my mouth. Yeah.
and now it's on his face with his
I'll
like.
usually do I'll do almost
face
anything.
oils,
I
it's
like
like-
that. Like I like the thought of like someone just being weird. I also like a weirdo. Like I
the
like
thought of
someone
licking
that's-
my own spit off anything is making me gag right now. I'm not
Really,
gonna lie,
you wouldn't
yeah.
spit on a guy's face and lick it off?
No,
Dude.
it's like mixed up with. His
I think my
little
nipples are
face
getting hard.
oils.
You've never been in love before.
I can't.
Never. It gets intense.
I can spit in my lover's face.
Yeah,
you
could.
can.
Yeah, you can.
You guys are sick. I can't.
You've never had a guy like so into you that he like grabs your toe and he's like, stick your fucking tongue out, and then he just like wants you like he wants more. It's like you want more. You want as much. It's like you want what's inside them on you.
No, I mean I'm like sweet about it. I'm like I wish we could like hug and melt together.
We're gonna
into
do that
one.
too.
I do not like a guy that's mean to me.
No.
Yeah, no.
I like
fuck
very
that.
sexual, but some guys don't know the difference between being like hot, sexy, and like just straight up being like, come over here, and it's like, no, I don't. I'm not
You like that, you bitch? You like that, you
Yeah,
fucking
like,
bitch?
I'm
Oh,
like-
misogyny is this. I hate. That's why.
like-
That's another reason with porn that I hate it. I was like, the misogyny. Like I cringe from it.
Yeah.
It's cringy. It's cringy. It's like I feel like. Well, I don't want to interrupt. You were saying. Go
No,
ahead.
it's
Finish.
okay. I made my point.
Yeah, I feel like I like intensity, and when the intensity like riles up, and like I like cursing, and I like ass slapping and all those things, but it's like sensual domination, like
Right.
like sensual
Yes.
domination, not misogynistic. Misogynistic domination, like I was like. Shannon was there was like some remember that porn star thing that she was into?
I'm sure that Shannon's into some crazy
No,
shit.
but it, like the guy had like his foot on her face and was like, it got me so upset. I think it's because I'm raised by women and have two sisters.
I would never let a man put his foot on my face.
It got me
Men's
so
feet.
upset.
Men's feet are not right. I'm sorry, Justin. You're the first guy we've ever had on the show. I just realized.
Yeah, that's true.
Yay.
Oh my god, those are nice feet.
Let me see your feet, Justin.
They're pretty good.
You got good feet. You know,
Yeah.
you passed the foot
I'd
test.
put those on my cheek.
I
There
put
are
those in
some
my
men-
vagina.
You know, I would spit in a guy's mouth. I would not let a guy spit in my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I would much rather spit in a guy's mouth than let him spit in my mouth.
Well, because I feel like if
I'm
you're
dainty
asking
and
me
delicate. Like,
well,
you-
if you're asking me to spit in your mouth, like that's a thing that you're into, and I'm into that you're into something weird. But for you to be like, let me spit in your mouth, you just want to spit at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
just-
What about this? Can I propose a scenario?
spit in each other's mouths.
Can I propose a scenario?
Go ahead.
What if?
We played catch with our spit. Back and forth and back and forth.
You spit that
back
way, I
and
spit
forth.
that way. Catch it like Skittles in the air.
I'm proposing a scenario.
Okay.
Okay. What if this happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm speaking from experience, maybe I'm not. What if on the realization that you like someone spitting, there's the first time that person's done it, the first time that you've done that, right? So it had to come out of like a genuine moment where the intensity was so good. You're like, oh my god, like fucking
Spit in my fucking mouth.
right. And what if the intensity that they dug it so much that they asked you to do the same thing? You have to think about the scenario that's creating that kink.
You know,
It's not the fact that they're just coming in and they're just like, hey, like someone's like, I like it like this, so turn over. I'm not talking about like that. Like,
No, this is more
out
like-
of the intensity, the organic, these kinks arrived out of your own. Like your relationship created these kinks in the moment that they were created. You'd be like,
It just
ooh, this
becomes
is.
you spit in my
I'm-
mouth,
and then
I'll
you'd be
spit
like-
in yours.
and then you'd be
literally
like-
gonna let someone spit in my mouth now.
But I'm saying that's how those things
No, I get
start.
it. Yeah, totally.
There was the first time that I realized I liked that. And I was like, I didn't know I liked that.
I remember the first time I came during like sex, like not being eaten out, and that's a huge thing when you're a girl because like for a long time it feels like it's not going to work.
Tipped your pelvis
It takes
forward.
I tip my
your pelvis
and you know
forward.
what I always tell a lot of girls is well naturally that happened because I think the first time I orgasmed like that is because it was the first time that I was selfishly having sex. Where I was like, I'm going to make myself come instead of just being like, does he like this? Does he like this? Does he like this? And then the first time I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to keep rubbing on this guy until I come. And then I was like, there's something there.
There's a trick to that.
Yes.
Damn it.
And that's kind of the point you were making earlier, too.
Well, that's another thing. I have to say, like, I was with this girl. We were dating for like a while, and like she would never come, and she was never paid. I was like, let's just. I would like she was emotional. I was asked. I was like, "Are you comfortable?" Like if we're just hanging out, and she'd be like, "Yeah, I'm like physically comfortable. We're laying together." I'm like, "Are you emotionally comfortable?" But I would say it in a way that was a little more less like, "Are you like?" I wouldn't say it's so Freudian.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Are you comfortable? Like, how are you feel?" Like I like
He has
checking
a monocle.
The subject.
Tell me about your mother.
The subject appeared to be emotionally comfortable.
So I would ask her, and then during sex, like it felt very like she was like performing and like trying to do these kinky things, and she wouldn't come. And then for me, it's like that's a little bit like there's the ego fact of it where you're like that. I mean, this is the smaller part of it, but then there's also the fact that it's like this was not remotely as satisfying for you as it was for me, and you don't let yourself open up and experience and give me the opportunity. Like, let's play with. If you have trouble doing that, then let's dedicate some time to like exploring your body and playing with things a little bit. And that communication is almost a turn on where you're like there, or like when you're asking someone like, "Do you like that?" You're not asking them to be like, "Yeah, I like that." I'm not asking. Like these are like
love that.
Yeah, these are like honing device. These are like little honing devices, and these are little cues to let me know how to please you. And if you're not coming and you're not satisfied, it's so dissatisfying for me. Like I'd rather like there's a phrase like the woman comes first.
Yeah.
I like that because then I'm like, all right, now I can relax. Not that I can relax, like, I'm not relaxed to begin with, but like now I can have my selfish part, which is the ending, because it's gonna be over when I come. It's over.
Right.
Right. So it's like now I'm gonna have to like thrust away and do all those kind of things, and you'll have to be like kind of into me coming at that point, which usually happens like after your orgasm.
Right.
So when a woman doesn't allow herself to like. Sometimes like they've not been able to come in the past, and so they have a hang up. They're super insecure about it.
Right.
So I guess you have to make somebody emotionally comfortable and physically comfortable enough to like facilitate that.
I don't like when
This got awesome.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Fuck yeah.
Sure.
I don't like when a guy when I come and then a guy tries not to come for a long time after. It's like I will like every once in a while I want to keep like whatever, but I don't like a guy that's like, let's see how long it can last now. And it's like, no, dude, I kind of want to like chill for a minute. I just came. I want to do less work. And then you got to get on top. Like I'll do it. I'm a good team player. Like I'll make sure you come. But like if you're holding back, it's a little obnoxious.
My boyfriend came over a few weeks ago, kind of drunk, and wanted to have sex so many times in a row. He was just finishing and just continually wanted to keep going
Nice.
to the point where I was like, dude, this like I've got nothing left. I don't know what to do. It's over. It's done. Like we did it like 4 times.
And now I want to promote Infinite CBD Sex Lube. Big Bang Sex Lube helps you calm down during the act while it
lube
lubricates.
schmoob. It's like too much after like a certain period of time. Like if we've been fucking for a straight hour plus,
Too much.
I am
Was he wearing a condom?
damn done. No.
Okay, because sometimes that is just like the death of it.
No, yeah,
It's hard sometimes.
If you find someone to fuck that fucks you really good with the condom on, hold on to them. Because when that shit comes off, it's gonna be wild.
It sucks.
Condoms stink.
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you go too long, and then you numb out anyway. The friction is just like.
Yeah, no, that's where I was
like
getting
too
to a
much
point where I was
friction.
like, I'm not sure what's happening anymore. Like I'm feeling like nauseous almost. There's
You
just
felt
a lot
like
of movement.
You felt like the mom in Signs when she got stuck between the car and the tree.
Like I'm checked out at this point. We need to start over tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Holy shit. Well, Justin, this is the end of our episode. Went by so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Did.
I mean, we've talked about sex so much on this show, and we have never talked about sex for that long.
Never.
Wow.
We held a record for how long we didn't come for. I don't
Justin
know.
Silver, first fucking dude on Broad Topix.
Am I the first dude?
The first dude ever.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck
Wow.
yes.
What an honor.
Yeah.
What an honor.
Yeah.
So, Justin, where can people find you?
Well, I have both my podcasts. I have the No Disrespect podcast, which is here on Gas Digital.
Fastest rising podcast on Gas Digital Network.
Thank you so much, Alex. Alex cuts our clips. I have that, which you can download anywhere you listen to podcasts or watch on YouTube. I have Neurotica, the search for good sex, inner peace, and the perfect hand sanitizer, my sex and anxiety podcast. And then my social media is at I am Justin Silver. And then my website is IamJustinSilver.com for show dates and all that kind of stuff.
Fuck yeah, Alex.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Alex Scar and check out all the shows I produce for Gas.
All right. And follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, Instagram at Kim Congdon. Check out my other podcast, Subway Creatures, on the Gas Digital Network. Also check out Stone Science, youtube.com/Stone Science. We get comedians high. We do a science fair project. Justin Silver did it with us.
I did. We made a
Vortex.
Vortex. We
Yep.
made a vortex.
Very fun.
Right.
Really
Yep, Alex
fun.
directed it. So
much
whole
fun.
team here. And thank you guys again so much. If you're listening to this podcast and you haven't, please give us a good rating, a review, share it with a friend, post a YouTube thing on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to do. And thanks again.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.